Are we on? Is this the One More I'm Out of Here podcast?
We're on. We're in disarray, but
you got
on.
That video that I sent you, and look, Pappas isn't here today. He had a little dust up with his neighbor, and look, Pappas likes to spend a lot of time on the internet. He gets in these Facebook battles with his neighbor, and when they say something bad about each other over the internet, well, some neighbors don't take it all that well. And this neighbor decided to come up to Pappas's house and let him know that something nasty. I mean, how look at this woman. How could you say something nasty about her?
I mean, yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't see it.
Yeah, roll that video. Let people see what So, is there any sound on that? I think she actually squeezes off a shot.
And it's a revolver, and it's jammed. She has no idea how to work the fucking revolver.
She's lucky she didn't shoot herself.
Yeah,
she comes walking. She's pistol whipping shit on Pappas's front door. That'll teach you, Pappas, to say something bad about your neighbor.
What I love,
how about that?
I love the post. Also, damn, did she fall down on her way there and accidentally set off the emergency airbags inside her sweatpants? I might have to stop talking shit online. Nah, I'm gonna keep going. You said that to me as I was setting the show up, and I was fucking laughing my ass off.
So Pappas has got some issues that he's dealing with around the neighborhood, so he couldn't be here today.
I don't know why he pisses people off so much.
That's the kind of guy he is.
It's the kind of guy.
It doesn't matter. Before we get started, shout out to my buddy Mike from Atlanta. You've met him a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Atlanta. His mom lives up here. His mom passed away last night. She went into hospice last week. No. And so, I mean, we knew the time was coming. But I got the notification a little while ago that my buddy Mike and he listens to the podcast all the time. He drives a truck, and he dials us up on the pod. And he's always talking about stuff that we talk about on the podcast. So my buddy Mike, all the best to you, buddy. And your mom was a good woman. And she's in a better place now. I mean, she's been suffering for a long time, but her
Mike's
suffering
mom
is over. So, you and I have both lost our moms, so we know that.
Yes, sir.
Even though it might be around the bend, it's never easy. So,
yep. Anything you need, to reach out. We got you. We'll get you through it as best we can.
But it has been 1 week and 1 day since we were hanging out with our buddy Afro Man. Can we call him our buddy now?
I think so. Because I mean, he infiltrated A-Town.
Rolled up in that. How about that car that he rolled up in? That Rolls.
Oh, the Rolls Royce was.
We should have done a separate feature on his ride.
We should have.
That thing was beautiful, man. He drives up in this big Rolls Royce, comes in the neighborhood, and first of all, I sent him a text message saying thanks, for doing. I said you were killing it during the show. Thanks for being on. And all that kind of stuff. No response. So,
it's because he got high.
Maybe, but no. He had tickets for us, and so I got to take my wife and my son and his girlfriend to the show. And man, what fun! I'll tell you what. It is not a high budget show. It's Afro Man. He's got. I guess he's got a computer that's got like all his, backing vocals and recorded musical tracks and all that stuff in there. And it's him. He's got a guitar. He's actually not a bad guitar player.
He's actually pretty good.
Well, you see him on videos playing guitar, but when you actually see him play it in person, he's actually not bad. I mean, he can bend the strings a little bit.
Yeah. And
then he's got a couple of songs where he throws some dance moves out there. I mean, the guy's got talent. And you think of all that. Oh, and then he played so many songs that you're so familiar with, and our buddy Chris, who was there at the podcast, turned us on to Afro Man. Me anyway, in my case anyway, probably, I don't know, 15 years or so ago.
Yep.
And so many, I was so familiar with so many of the songs. And, he got us in there, and we got to go up in the dressing room, say, hey, take a couple pictures. And then we had great seats for the show. And it was nice, and it was an absolute blast. So you ever get a chance to go to an Afro Man show, it is something that is probably totally different than what you normally do. But you will get. I don't know what he charges for tickets for his show, but you get every dollar's worth of entertainment out of that ticket. For a guy who's up on stage, he's up there almost 3 hours by himself.
Yeah.
Think about that. By himself. And I mean, and he's working it the whole time.
And let's be honest, like he's not in the best shape. He's not a small man. He's not a small man. But like his dance moves, we were talking before we went live, the dance moves that he does, and he's constantly moving. But we go to his Christmas show at Riverfront Live every year, and it's packed, jam packed with all kinds of action, all kinds of smells. You almost have to burn your clothes.
Oh my God!
But well worth it. He was on the podcast. Meeting him before we went on, a complete gentleman. I mean, he was actually more concerned about what he could do on a podcast than we were, like, talking at him. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, "How long we got?" I'm like, "You're the one that's got a show tonight. We can go as long as you want." So I mean, he was very courteous of our time, and we were trying to be courteous of his. So it was awesome,
and especially at the end, I actually took a cut out of what he said on the podcast and played it on one of my radio shows this week, and where he talked about police, and because I mean, out of everything that he's been through, he could easily walk around and talk about it, been victimized by this, been victimized by that. But he doesn't linger on that stuff. He has turned that around. What's the old saying? Turn lemons into lemonade, right? Yep. Which is exactly what he's done. And so, look, I mean, his lifestyle, my lifestyle are two completely different paths. His pursuit of happiness is a lot different than mine. But just because we see things differently, we approach our lives in different ways, doesn't mean we don't have a lot of common ground, which we do, on the issues of sovereignty, on the issues of freedom, on the issues of First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, freedom of search and seizure. That we expect our police officers. And again, look, no one has more respect for law enforcement than the two guys that you see sitting right in front of you right now. But you got to hold yourself to a higher standard, and that's the bottom line. You got to do the right thing. And that's what he said at the end. He said, "I'm calling for police officers to do the right thing." You see a cop doing, and he made a great point. There's good people and there's bad people. Good people become cops. Bad people become cops.
Yep.
Good people become, hamburger flippers at McDonald's, and bad people work at McDonald's. Mm-hmm. And so you go through, you get terrible service. You don't have good people working there. It's the same thing. And so, he's not saying all cops are bad, but he is saying that the ones who don't do things the right way, the other cops who observe this and know about it and see it need to call that out.
Yeah,
and I think that was an important thing that he said.
Yeah, don't turn a blind eye. And it's like you said, we're huge law enforcement supporters. We're friends with a bunch of law enforcement, and I would like to think that the people that we hang out with and party with and do things with are the good ones, but they know bad ones. And I think everybody that we hang out with are upstanding enough to call those bad ones out, because it gives everyone else a bad name. Same thing on the fire service. There's good firemen, there's shit firemen. And we're trusted, the police and fire, we're trusted to go into these people's houses. You're supposed to have integrity. You're supposed to have good work ethic. Don't be a thief. Don't steal nothing. Don't fuck with anything. And I think that when he brought that point up, though, like you said, he wasn't victimizing himself. He was like, I just think it's wrong, and they want to come after me for making money, making these songs. And I mean, I think you and I can both agree that he didn't need to make the songs to pay for his door or his gate, but he made the point of, I did this to pay for the shit that you're not going to replace when you were wrong, which I think is perfect.
But those new songs in concert are outstanding.
I love the fact that he's able to make a whole album.
Lick 'em Lolisa is epic. And you hear that song in concert.
I should try to pull it up and play it and see if we get hit on YouTube, and then I can argue that point and direct them back to the main night.
I mean, the lyrics, the layering of the music, I mean, just the chord progressions and the hook on that song is so mesmerizing, and the whole place is singing at the top of their lungs, "Lickalo Lisa," and he's just like, I mean, the audience was just he had the audience eating out of his hand. It was so great.
You know, it's funny,
so much fun.
And again, I said it on that podcast, but I appreciate Pappas opening up his house for us to be able to do it and make it happen, and in short order, actually. But I played in my golf league, and one of Pappas's neighbors plays in that golf league, and he was like, "Was that for a man in the neighborhood? I heard the neighbors are talking," which was amazing.
Well, he had some neighbors there, so they can vouch for that.
But somebody I know that doesn't frequent the podcast, he was like, "Are you shitting me? God, why didn't you call me?"
Yeah. But needless to say, if you haven't had a chance to look at that podcast yet, do yourself a favor and go back and check it out. I think laughs per minute. I mean, that podcast, we've had a lot of podcasts where we've had a lot of laughs, but that one has more laughs per minute than anything else we've ever done. Oh, hilarious.
Yes, sir.
Hilarious. It could have only been better if we would have, like back in the old days when we were able to do them at that establishment. I don't know if I can say the name of it on the air, but the establishment.
Sure, you can.
Yeah,
the varsity.
The varsity. And just imagine if we would have had a packed house of people there. They would have been going crazy for Afro Man.
Yeah. Had we been able to do it later at night, I would have pushed to do it live somewhere. But being mid to late afternoon, there could have been families around, and I wasn't absolutely sure what the content was going to be like.
Well, I don't think the content ever got totally out of control.
And surprisingly, it wasn't.
We talked about some adult themes, but and
I was
totally out of control.
I just didn't know.
Yeah, but it was a fun time. It was a fun time. So, Afro Man, just once again, thank you for everything. Sir. We're never going to forget it.
That was fun.
All right, what else we got there, Kiefer?
Let's start with the LA the LA mayor race and the whole theme to the thumbnail, which is a good question that I saw in one of the articles I was reading. Is anybody that's running for political office, here we're in 2026, and you see where AI has gone thus far, but just think where it's going to go. Like, do politicians even need really a campaign team? You could have one or two people and then probably handle all your shit. If, in fact, and we don't believe that it's Spencer Pratt that's actually putting these out. I think it's people making it.
Yeah.
And putting it out. Like, we're not saying these are his, but they're absolutely amazing. We've got a couple videos that were put out on behalf of Mr. Pratt.
Did you ever watch the reality show that he was on?
I didn't know who he was.
I would have thought that would have been more in your wheelhouse than mine.
No, I didn't know who he was.
Some show about Malibu or something. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's not my wheelhouse.
Some reality show based in California.
Probably Jill's wheelhouse. Yeah, probably more so.
Is she on the chat? So maybe she.
No, she's at Zoe's musical, the last rendition. Which I'm going to give a shout out to Zoe real quick. She absolutely crushed it. We went to it last night. They're doing High School Musical.
Oh, okay.
And she was like one of the leads. Absolutely crushed it. That little girl is
the singing and dancing. She's singing now.
She was. I
know she's been doing the dance for a while.
She was the teacher in it, but she had a ton of lines and absolutely crushed it. She ad-libbed and dropped Jesus Christ in one part, and Jill looked at me. She goes, "She just said Jesus Christ in front of the whole goddamn school." I said, "Well, you just said goddamn." But it was actually reactionary, not ad-libbing, because there was
good for her.
There was something going on, but no, she absolutely crushed it. So that's where Jill's at. But I did not know who he was. I know John McPhee, the sheriff of Baghdad, is buddies with him and his wife. I know they travel together a bunch and visit. So that's how I knew who he was. But these AI videos are just absolutely amazing. Whoever's making them. And again, we're not saying that Spencer's team's making them, but
I think he's benefited.
Yes, we're going to play a couple of them.
All right, listen up. 1 pipe per person. Don't waste them.
Oh, God, yes. Thank you, Mayor. Settle down. There's enough for everyone.
More! I need more! That's it. Share them wisely. Here you go. Clean syringes.
Thanks, Mayor. You need these.
Be safe. There's more coming.
I don't know if it counts her talking over the song or whether I need to talk over the song, but for the audio
Yes,
listeners,
wash your teeth.
it's a
You
refugee
can't succeed
camp,
without teeth.
essentially.
Thank you,
Homeless
Mayor
people
Pratt.
getting free
Remember,
needles,
Spencer Pratt won't do this for you.
We
free teeth.
appreciate it.
Well, those are the meth addicts.
Right. I just want to make sure that we don't get hit too hard. We'll see what happens.
That's a campaign, man.
But now they're dancing like Michael Jackson's Thriller, which you sent that to me this morning, and I hadn't seen that one.
So Tweakers for Bass, that is actually, did you know that is an actual policy of hers?
No.
A couple of days before this ad came out, she had a press conference talking about one of her bright ideas for LA was to provide free dental benefits for meth heads, because you, as a paramedic, first responder, you know what meth does to someone's teeth.
Oh, yeah.
It absolutely ruins your teeth. I don't know if it because of the chemical composition or whatever.
Yeah, it just completely breaks
But
down all that calcium.
she literally had a news conference talking about her bright idea to provide free teeth and free dental treatment for people who are hooked on meth. And so someone took that and actually created that ad in the span of less than 48 hours and put that ad out there, because that is an actual policy of hers. So first of all, she makes it Los Angeles. She makes Los Angeles have the availability of people to get crack pipes and syringes, and these open air shooting galleries where you can shoot up your drugs and smoke your dope and all that sort of stuff. And then it ruins your teeth. So now she wants the taxpayers of Los Angeles to fund, free choppers for people. And let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. If you give a meth head a new set of teeth, what's that meth head going to do with the set of teeth? Is he going to go out through a job interview? Yeah, look at my new teeth. Now I need a job. What's he going to do? Is he going to ruin that set of teeth too?
Well, you figure the plastic or whatever, the composite, that's going to go away even quicker than your natural teeth.
Yeah.
What does a set of teeth cost?
I have no idea, but they're not cheap.
Let's find out. How much to get? I love the computer. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Getting a new set of teeth ranges widely from $1,000 for basic removal dentures to $20,000 to $90,000 plus for permanent full mouth dental implant. So it's a very wide range.
Yeah, but here's the.
But here you're offering out even at $1,000. How many tweakers are in LA?
I don't know.
A ton. How many are in Cincinnati? A ton.
A ton. Yeah.
Anywhere, a ton. So that's all of that extra money. And I only pulled it up just to make a point.
Here's the story on it. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass suggested that homeless meth addicts should be provided with free dental care because their drug use has caused them to have rotten teeth. During an event highlighting this week, Bass pointed to drug addiction as a major factor in the homeless population. She calls them unhoused, arguing that individuals who have rotten teeth from excessive meth cannot succeed unless they are provided with new teeth from the state government.
You know why they can't succeed, Dan?
Because they're doing meth.
Because they're a meth addict.
Because
it's not because they're fucking chompers.
They don't have a job. Why? Because they got high. Because they got high. Because they got high.
Oh, nice
That's
segue. I like how you layered that in. That's
Afro Man knows that. I wish we would have brought this up to Afro Man. I mean, come on, man. How many people who are unhoused that you met have no teeth at all? They don't have teeth. Why? Because meth rots your teeth. You can't succeed without teeth. So there needs to be comprehensive health care provided to be. I mean, listen to what an imbecile she is. She looks at people who are hooked on meth and says, "Oh, your teeth are bad. Let me get you some new teeth." As if that's going to make everything better.
You know what else is missing?
They're still hooked on meth. I mean, Do you think they're going to put the crack pipe down long enough to go to the polls and vote for her sorry ass? Oh, look, Karen Bass got me some new teeth. I can't keep anything down because my insides are so fucked up.
I mean, yeah, they might because they don't need an address out there. I mean, it doesn't matter. They don't need ID. They don't need an address. So
I mean,
what
an idiot!
But you know what else is missing is let's call it work ethic, responsibility, accountability. Which at the end of the show, I'm gonna play a video on accountability. But
yeah, Kamala Harris is gonna call for free teeth nationwide.
Oh yeah. And also, everybody gets a free bottle of vodka.
Yeah. Well, she's a wine drinker.
Well, the one video that we're going to show, she's holding the bottle of vodka, which I think is amazing.
That's another epic AI ad on behalf of our buddy Spencer Pratt. All right, which one are you going to roll next? We got.
It's well worth it though.
The one that's my favorite is this the one where the guy wakes up from the coma?
Yes.
This is my favorite.
Or no, I don't know if this one is or not.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, this is.
Oh yeah, it is.
Boom! Look at that car.
Daddy!
You were in a coma. 3 years. MacArthur Park, right? Where are all the needles and homeless people?
The mayor fixed it.
Wait, isn't this downtown? Where are all the tents? The piss and the shit and the criminal drug addicts?
The mayor fixed it.
They rebuilt the Palisades? How?
The mayor fixed it.
Real quick for the audio listeners, a guy gets in a car wreck, he's in a coma, and then now they're walking through this palatial Los Angeles.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's pristine.
Wow. Karen Bass really turned the city around.
Karen Bass isn't the mayor anymore, honey.
Who's the mayor?
Spencer Pratt.
That says a better LA is possible. Vote Spencer Pratt.
That is awesome.
I want to know who is making these.
That commercial to me is just it just. I mean, you know, the family is like picture perfect.
It's your perfect nuclear family.
He's been in a coma for 3 years and everything has changed. The mayor fixed it. Wow, Karen Bass. No, not Karen Bass. Spencer Pratt.
This is one of the first ones that I had seen.
Yeah,
a couple months ago actually, but
yeah, you know he actually lost his house in one of those fires.
So he's getting a bunch of fucking flack because him and his family are living in a Hilton, and people are like, oh, I can't believe he's living in a Hilton. He made a lot of money. He's successful.
Yeah,
and he can live wherever the fuck he wants. But these people on Bass's side are just completely bashing him. And the fact that he has to live in a hotel, but they haven't touched anything in the Palisades.
Well, he's got an Airstream on his property, but they won't let him live there.
Right.
Because you know why? Because they can't hook him any water or electricity to it.
Yep. Infrastructure is fucked.
So it's been what, a year and a half now? How much time did we spend talking about those LA fires back then?
Yeah, it's probably.
And I know I did a story on it's been a year, and only one or two permits have been approved for people to rebuild their homes. Well, after a year,
and I don't understand the logic or the reasoning. I just don't get that.
Well, that's because they've got all those. They've got all this. I saw she did a news conference once, and she was like, "Oh, look," and she's walking through with you. Look, this is our one-stop center where you can, if you need to rebuild your home, you can come in. And she's like,
I remember that.
There's over 24 different agencies in this one building, so you gotta go in there. You gotta go okay, go over to this agency, over here, and present all your shit to them. Then when you're done with them, then you got another one over there. You go over that one. So you spend the whole day going all these fucking different. I mean, imagine it's got to take way more than a day.
Oh yeah,
to meet with all those different agencies to get. Oh, we've got them all right here. One-stop shopping. I mean, my God, what a mess. And Trump went there and sat in that round table and looked right at her, and he said, "You're the mayor. You can cut the red tape." Oh, yeah, we're gonna do sure. Yeah, we're gonna.
And then essentially called her an idiot.
Well, she is an idiot,
Right? But he essentially called her an idiot and was like, "You're not doing your job. You're not letting these people,
Yeah.
and not even letting people back in when it was deemed safe, but they couldn't even go back in yet to go get whatever belongings they may be, be able to retrieve." Yeah, this is one of the first ones that I saw.
Turns out it's a lot easier to fight fires when there's water in the reservoirs.
Who would have thought?
We're even allowed to arrest criminals now, with handcuffs and everything.
I don't have to wonder anymore whether I just stepped in human shit or dog shit. So that's nice.
Oh my god!
I only see needles in the hospital now. Who knew it could be this way?
It looks like the same doctor that was in the other commercial.
That it's not an open drug market.
Okay, who here is willing to admit that common sense actually turned out to be good?
I feel safe walking her. She's definitely having a Pratt summer.
Who's having a Pratt summer?
He's definitely putting himself out there, and he's pushing hard.
That is awesome.
Which I hope everything works
Yeah,
out.
and he crushed her, and he crushed. There's a city councilwoman who's also running for mayor. So there's a 3-way, primary that's coming up, and so and he blew her doors off too. I mean, she's an absolute imbecile as well, and so it's you got two libtards, one who's the mayor, one who's on city council, who wants to be mayor, and this guy's out there and he's just running circles around them. I mean, this is the first time he's ever done anything political.
Yeah.
I get, he's got some, he's comfortable on camera because of his background with doing reality shows, whatever. But when he's doing the debates, he doesn't get bogged down in all the political mumbo jumbo and this and that. He speaks plainly, and people are. I talked to a buddy of mine who works at a radio station out in Los Angeles, and he said this guy is really appealing to a lot of people because
our buddy Danny Reed was listening to your show when you interviewed him, because I was telling him about the podcast today, like what we were covering, and he was like, "Yeah, Dan had somebody on. I didn't know who it was." Yeah, and he's able to speak in plain language and speak in ways that people can get their head around and understand. I mean, look how easy those commercials are to understand. I'm walking through. Hey, there's no human shit. There's no needles around. The park is clean. My kid loves it. I mean, look. I mean that is the most basic kind of stuff, and she has failed miserably at that, and she's failed miserably at everything else as well. Well, and I've seen a bunch of the fire, like the investigation after the fires, and seeing the depositions of some of these firemen that are sitting there getting questioned by attorneys and trying to pin the blame on the fire department versus the infrastructure that was already fucking broken. And it's uncomfortable to watch. And I've been on the witness stand before, and it's uncomfortable. You got to have your shit together. And everyone that I saw, and I think that are posted, at least I think there's 3 or 4. I watched them, and I'm like, yeah, that's a shit position to be in. But they all said the same thing. There was a same theme. We didn't have water. What do you want us to do?
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
We didn't have water. And they had been told, and I know it's very controversial with the fire chief that got hired now, currently.
Yeah.
But
is that another one suing the female, the lesbian?
Yeah.
She should.
Yeah, because she got let go.
Yeah.
But she had documented shit stating that, hey, we need to look at this because this is going to be a problem. We're getting ready to get into fire season, which is it's something that we don't deal with here in the Midwest for the most part, at least here in Cincinnati. Hey, we're getting ready to go into fire season, and we don't have enough water or water pressure. But they're trying to pin it on these fire officers that are, that were first on the scene, whatever. And it was disgusting to watch these attorneys just running these guys and gals through the fucking mud because the government fucked up. It wasn't the boots on the ground. It was the fucking government. So I'm going to play this last one only because I'm a fucking Star Wars nerd, and I thought it was absolutely amazing.
I mean, you know a little bit about AI. How much time and effort do you think went into this?
Shit.
Thing?
I would have. This
had to be a pretty big investment of time.
You've got to
on a computer to put. And you probably need to have a really nice computer.
Yes,
I would say. Absolutely.
But this one was fucking badass.
That looks like the real Star Wars guy right there.
Yeah,
doesn't it? But this doesn't.
It looks just like Gavin Newsom as the Emperor for the audio.
Make sure you finish the job in your second.
The only thing that can stop
Carolyn
us
Bass,
is someone
Darth
telling
Vader.
the truth. As long as they don't have any hope, the city's ours.
The stormtroopers DSA.
Nobody's ever done this before. No one's ever spoken truth to power in LA.
If one man's
Harris,
brave enough to
hold the
think
bottle.
things can change, everyone will realize things can change. You need to stop him.
Sorry, Canada.
She looks like a drunk. Dude's fighting like Yoda.
Our children deserve to be safe.
I think that's the guy from the other commercial.
You had 20 years
out
to
the
fix
lightsaber.
things.
Enough is enough.
They all got lightsabers.
Running down the streets, getting ready to clash with the same tagline: "LA is worth saving." I mean, very, very well done.
Epic battle scenes. It's fucking amazing.
Very well done. I don't know who's doing it, but
God.
I think, like to your point earlier, I think they're definitely helping him, and I think everybody has lost complete and utter faith in Ms. Bass.
Well, they should. And then you've got this Los Angeles City Councilwoman, Nithya Raman is her name, and so she got smoked at the debate. I mean, he just hammered them both, and so it was him against those two, and he made them both look like fools. So her bright idea to try and, because she's sucking hind tit in this three-way race right now, her bright idea was to, and didn't they find out that the initial start of those fires was arson?
Yeah, it was
in Los Angeles.
It was just a typical brush fire that they thought was extinguished, and then I can't remember what the reasoning was that they didn't go back and check, but for whatever reason, they didn't go back and check, and then because they were there on scene at first, and then I think went away.
Yeah,
and Falk, you might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, since you're living out there, but that's what I remember hearing was they were out there for brush fire, thought it was out, and then I think they ran out of water, but they were comfortable, but then obviously it rekindled up and then just.
Yeah, but that initial brush fire was a result of, I could have sworn I read that. I'll have to go back and look it up, but the bright idea of this councilwoman was that on Red Flag Day she wants to ban backyard barbecues, so you can't grill a hot dog or a hamburger on and have this gal run around and enforce that when it's windy out.
Try to enforce that shit on me.
Yeah,
I like my steaks.
So, I mean, these liberal Democrats, when they get called out, they show themselves that they have absolutely nothing. And then Kamala Harris the other day put down the wine bottle long enough.
All right, so so Drew DeMuzio said wrong. Somebody was caught for setting the fires. Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember. It's been so long. I can't remember fucking 2 days ago. So thank you.
Yeah, so it was an intentional act that began those fires. So she wants to penalize everyone else when it's windy outside. Because,
I mean,
people who live in multi-million-dollar homes can't be responsible enough to tend to their barbecue when they're grilling a steak or a lobster.
I mean, I know
you understand. I know you get it.
I know what you're saying, but people are fucking dumb.
I know,
and rich people are fucking dumb.
Well,
but it's job security.
They didn't get rich by being dumb, did they?
Well, some of them did.
All right,
but it's job security. But also, when you don't have the infrastructure to be able to do your job, then that's a problem. It's hard for you to go on the air if they lose electricity and you can't fucking do anything, right? I mean, it's just throwing it out like in a broad view, but I agree. Like, if this, because they're all supposed to have not fire breaks. I can't remember what the term was, but there's shit out in California that we don't deal with. But there's certain regulations, like with your property, like you have to have like.
Now, I would imagine that LA and LA County has a pretty long list already of fire code regulations.
Oh yeah,
I would imagine they do.
Yep.
So the notion that you can't have a backyard barbecue when this gal decides you can't have one is, I just don't see her getting a lot of traction on that.
No, absolutely.
I'm voting for her. I'm gonna,
oh, you're not gonna let me grill out? All
free teeth, and then you come over for a barbecue if it's not windy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you can all sit them and cook them on your solar, off your solar panel, or whatever. All right, Demi, that one senator didn't get reelected, so tough shit. What the hell's that guy's name?
Bill Cassidy.
Yeah. Sorry about your luck.
Louisiana.
That's sorry about your luck.
Our boy James McGee's buddy.
Yeah,
not really. I'm only saying it only because James.
I thought about Louisiana. James McGee when I saw that. I want to find out what
He's a Republican though.
Read about him though. Read what it says there.
Louisiana Republican Senator Bill Cassidy.
Yeah.
Here, let me put it. I'll put it on the screen.
Put it up there and let everyone see his ugly mug. He pretty much got what in a political sense, he got what was coming to him.
I wasn't super familiar. Louisiana Republican Senator Bill Cassidy missed the runoff in the state's GOP Senate primary Saturday, ending the re-election hopes of one of the few Senate Republicans who voted to convict President Donald Trump after the January 6th Capitol
voted
protest.
To convict Trump. How about that?
Weird. Trump-backed Republican Julia Letlow and Louisiana Treasurer John Fleming are now set to advance after no candidate received the majority needed to avoid a June 27th runoff. Cassie's defeat is not complicated. In 21, Cassie joined Democrats and a small group of establishment Republicans in voting to convict Trump during the second impeachment trial.
Yeah.
That vote followed him for years and turned what should have been a safe Republican re-election campaign into a political disaster.
How are we looking? So there you go. You voted to convict Trump, and you sorry piece of shit. You're gone now, and so I say good riddance.
Cassie had the backing of Senate Majority Leader John Thune and the National Republican Senatorial Committee, but establishment support and campaign cash were not enough to save him from a conservative base that never forgot his impeachment.
Yeah, maybe John Thune and that committee, they need to check themselves.
Yeah, John Thune's a douche.
Yeah, he's fucking everything up. All right, put up the next picture of this dude, and as soon as you get that up there, just to get it up there so everyone can see this guy. And I saw this a little bit earlier today.
Sorry, I'm getting some money.
I knew I had to send some stuff for the show.
Oh, it's good.
And I pretty much just shut down yesterday. I had a long week, so when I was done working on Saturday, I just shut everything down. And
as you should.
Vegged out to watching golf all day. So scroll that up just a little bit so someone can see this sorry-looking piece of this. This is a living, breathing piece of human excrement, is what this is. This is District Judge Carl Folsom, who has issued a preliminary injunction that halts or stops the state's ban in Kansas, known as the Help Not Harm Act. So the Republican-controlled legislature passed the measure over the veto of the Democrat governor, Laura Kelly. It prohibits doctors from providing puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, or other gender transition treatments to anyone under the age of 18. Now, let me scroll down here and read a little bit more off of this. And you know you can leave his picture up there so people can see what a douchebag this guy is. The family is represented by the ACLU of Kansas. And the ACLU is just shameful in this thing because they've been fighting these things all across the country. Let me see. In his opinion, Judge Folsom wrote that the Kansas Constitution protects persons' autonomy, which includes the fundamental right of parents to the care, custody, and control of their minor children. Well, I don't disagree with that. The judge described gender-bending care, which you know they like to call gender-affirming care,
right,
as, quote, the treatment with the most evidence of being helpful to treat gender dysphoria. He said it was harmful to withhold medical treatment or withdraw medical treatment in progress that is safe, effective, and medically indicated. So not only is this guy sick in that he wants to see, and we're talking about, again, kids who are under the age of 18. He wants to see little kids loaded up with powerful drugs that fuck up their systems internally. He wants to see kids go under the knife and mutilate themselves in the worst ways imaginable. I mean, if you've ever seen the scars and the infections and everything else that gets left behind after these kids undergo these treatments, it is one of the most horrific things you can ever see. And then he claims that, oh, well, it's medically necessary. No, it's not. All the information, I have been on this subject for years now.
Yep. And
all the information that has been coming out, all the legitimate information that's been coming out shows that this is completely wrong. And you don't have to take my word for it. Earlier this year, in February 26, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons became the first major U.S. medical group to recommend that gender-related surgeries for minors be deferred until adulthood. They cited limited research on long-term risks and benefits for this age group. The American Medical Association also, in February of this year, updated its policy to state that surgical intervention in minors should be deferred until adulthood. The Department of Health and Human Services, led by John Kennedy, who, make America healthy again. I think, look, the guy's a Democrat, doing a great job.
Yeah.
I think.
No, that's RFK. John Kennedy.
Yeah, John Kennedy. Yeah, Robert Kennedy Jr., right?
Yeah, RFK is Make America
Health
Healthy
and
again.
Human Services. Okay.
Yeah.
This is what they wrote.
I just want to make sure that way, because you'll get blasted if you're wrong, because there will be somebody in these chats that are going to blast you.
Because they go ahead and blast away, because I don't care. Health and Human Services came out with a huge policy statement on this, and they went into in-depth about why they will no longer provide federal funds for any medical establishment that provides these kind of treatments for kids. And they're not treatments. It's mutilation of kids. It's exactly what it is. And Kennedy has come out and said, we are no longer providing taxpayer dollars for this kind of, barbaric treatment of children. And this is what the Health and Human Services wrote. The health and well-being of children and adolescents must remain our paramount concern. Current evidence does not support claims that puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries are safe and effective treatments for pediatric gender dysphoria. Healthcare providers have an ethical obligation to provide excellent care to their patients, informed by the best evidence. As such, they should refuse interventions that pose unnecessary and disproportionate risks of harm, even when requested by patients or families. So, this idiotic piece of shit judge wants to say, oh, well, parents ought to be able to make these kind of decisions. Well, should a parent be able to make a decision that I want my kid to have a lobotomy? I mean, wasn't there a time that we thought that was a good idea?
Right.
Wasn't there a time we thought electroshock treatment was the way to zap someone out of their, schizophrenia or paranoia or whatever mental health issue that they were suffering?
I want to do that to you and Pappas multiple times.
What's that?
Electroshock therapy. Just on the podcast, just to make it fun. Just to liven it up a little bit.
I'm not done yet.
I know.
All right. Let's see. Here's what one of my favorite is the American College of Pediatricians. And they are different than the American Pediatric Association, I think it's called. But the American College of Pediatricians has been on this for a long, long time. And this is a group of pediatricians who, and I've talked to a lot of these people who are part of this organization. And they have, for a long time, been on the forefront of this, dealing with dumb shit judges like this guy you see on your screen right now. And here's what they wrote when it comes to, quote, gender affirming care. All right. Social affirmation, puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones and drugs, and surgical interventions used with the intent of, quote, transitioning a child are harmful to the physical, psychological, and emotional health of the child. They are stating that as a fact.
Yep.
Informed consent for these interventions from either the parent or the child cannot be obtained without good long-term studies on the risks and benefits of the procedures. Thus far, there are no good long-term studies showing any benefit, nor can informed consent by pediatric patients be legitimate given the immaturity of the brains. So what they're saying is that these kids,
you're not developed enough.
They are far too young to understand any long-term consequences that they're about to engage in. You know, and we don't let kids sign contracts. We don't let kids drive cars. We don't let kids, you know, they're not supposed to be drinking alcohol or doing drugs or get a tattoo.
Let's take it very simple. A kid can't eat 5 pounds of candy because guess what? Your belly's going to hurt. You're going to get sick.
Yeah.
They want to do it, and they absolutely feel that they can, but they cannot.
In many cases, these interventions are irreversible and may render the adolescent infertile for life because of discovered risks and unrealized benefits of social, medical, and surgical interventions. Many European countries are now cautioning against these interventions while encouraging mental health therapy as the proper course of treatment for children and adolescents. So that's it. And for anyone that's out there, and God, I pray that you don't have a family member that is caught up in this mess, because it is a living hell. And if you are, it is a mental issue. And the treatment is right here between the ears. You can take all the drugs, you can have the surgeries, all that kind of crap. But in deep, I mean, you know, everyone knows this deep down inside. It doesn't change your DNA. It doesn't change your structure. It doesn't change the way God created you. So for this judge to go out there and say, no, we gotta keep having these kids getting drugged up and chopped up and cut up and all this crap. I mean, that guy is just a piece of shit. He's going to be, eventually he'll be overruled.
Yeah.
But
it's
Kansas, do not reelect that guy. Do not put that guy back in the judge's chambers. That's it. I'm done.
Let's hear from our sponsor real quick.
Every 2 minutes, a child enters foster care in America. Behind each statistic is a face, a story, and often a heartbreaking message. It's not my fault. The Varner Foundation for Children and Families was created in 2020 to change this reality. They don't just raise awareness about the foster care crisis, they take action. When local agencies can't meet a child's need, the Varner Foundation steps in. From providing essential resources to foster families to supporting children who've experienced trauma, they're building a network of hope. Every donation, every partnership, every act of support creates ripples of healing in a child's life. These aren't just statistics, they're futures being restored. One child at a time. Visit varnerfoundation.org and be the difference in a child's life, where 100% of all donations go directly to families in need. 100%. Because every child deserves to know you matter, you're valued, and it's not your fault.
There you go. Dan Varner.
Dan Varner.
Foundation for Children and Families.
He's in Las Vegas right now.
Great organization.
At the ACM Awards.
Is he?
Yeah.
Were they at the Sphere?
I don't know where it is actually.
All right. You've been to the Sphere, haven't you?
I have not. No.
I thought you went there for something.
Sphere wasn't there when
okay. All right.
last time I'd been. But Vegas is my Disneyland. That is for sure. Let's see. All right. I want to hit real quick before we go to the dumbass. This hantavirus. Jill and I covered it a little bit, and I have this video, but I won't play it. I won't play it because it's a little bit long. But there's a guy there. One of Fauci's people, the whistleblower, came in and pretty much said that Fauci was full of shit.
Yeah.
And now that his what's the term? It just lapsed or just got done. His immunity apparently was fucking done.
Oh, really?
So
I didn't know his immunity had a time limit on it.
But I saw this. All right, well, fuck it. I'll play it for a second. Because Jill and I hit this, and they apparently found patient 0 was a Dutch couple that were bird watching at some fucking dump.
Oh, the hantavirus?
Yeah.
Or is hantavirus or hantavirus?
Tomato.
Another reason I don't want to go on a cruise.
Bullshit.
What's bullshit?
I mean, just like the uproar with it. And and that's why I put in the description COVID 2.0, because the government some people realized how we could shut down a whole fucking world.
Yeah.
And here we go again. But let me play just part of this. I want to play the whole thing because I know we're getting close.
Alert, Anthony Fauci's in big trouble. The little man in a lab coat got a lot wrong and never fessed up to any of it. 2 weeks to slow the spread, wear a mask, and whatever you do, don't say lab leak. Well, today, a CIA whistleblower told the Senate the deep state is still covering up where COVID came from, and Fauci helped him do it.
Intelligence community leaders and senior analysts downplayed the possibility that the COVID pandemic originated as a result of a lab incident. Dr. Fauci's role in the cover-up was intentional.
But the cover-up didn't start in 2020. It started in 2015 when Fauci had his own scientists change the rules so he could keep funding gain-of-function research, the kind that was happening in Wuhan. Fast forward 4 years, October 2019, the CDC, Johnson & Johnson, and the former number 2 at the CIA teamed up with Bill Gates' foundation and the World Economic Forum to war game a fake coronavirus pandemic, just for fun.
This was a coronavirus pandemic tabletop exercise, curiously similar to the events that played out during the COVID-19 pandemic. And it was attended by Dr. Fauci and individuals with IC ties like former DNI Avril Haines.
Here's what their pretend pandemic looked like. See if this jogs your memory.
CAPS is a serious respiratory disease. More than half of the recognized cases have required hospital care, creating a huge strain on healthcare systems. The fatality rate is about 10%. Even so, some people only exhibit mild flu-like symptoms, not requiring treatment in the hospital. Alarmingly, those people are able to walk around and spread the virus, not realizing they are doing
Where have
so.
we heard that before?
Even worse, international travelers have been arriving at their destinations symptom-free, but within a matter of hours, becoming ill.
Weird coincidence, right?
So I mean, this continues to go on, but why I brought that up is you and I haven't talked about it. Is like this hantavirus, whatever it's called. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? Because it's been all over the fucking media. You're talking
about the people on the cruise ship.
Yeah, but now they've spread out into the country, and they had to go trace them and find them.
I thought they sent them all to some place in Nebraska.
No, there were people in Nebraska. There are people all over.
Oh, for God's sake!
So this is where my question lies. How worried are you about it?
About as worried as I was about the Wuhan.
Okay,
because look,
I mean, I knew the answer before I asked it, but we haven't talked about it.
To my way of thinking, this whistleblower story with this guy testifying before Congress last week, all the major networks totally ignored it. Completely ignored it. I had never seen the video of Jesse Waters talking about this organization that war gamed this very similar, and I mean everything they were saying there was like right out of the Wuhan playbook.
Yeah, it's a script.
So that's why my friends at WLW, we call it the plan, not the pandemic, the plandemic. Yep. And I thought during when the whole Wuhan thing was going on, my point was that the government was way overreaching, way overstepping its bounds when it came to telling you what you could and could not do. It was complete bullshit. And now we find out that, and the evidence is mounting. There is so much evidence out there that Fauci and then his co-conspirator just got indicted a week or so ago when they were sending emails to each other in real time. They were talking about ways that they could avoid detection, how they could avoid FOIA requests.
And they were told to delete emails.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to delete federal emails.
They knew they were skirting the law at best and then violating the law. I mean, and these were Obama era regulations that they were violating when all this was going on. I mean, in the beginning, before it all came public. So, I mean, Fauci is a guy, in my estimation, is a guy who needs to be brought to justice, needs to be perp walked, needs to spend the rest of his life behind bars. I mean, look how many people have died, how many people's lives were ruined, how much money was lost. I mean, all this stuff that Fauci is responsible for. This guy is one of the worst criminal masterminds that we have seen in probably in my lifetime.
And hasn't been
absolutely horrific.
Hasn't been put on the hook for any of it.
Yeah. So he needs to get what's coming to him. And the networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, they have no interest in the story whatsoever.
No, absolutely not. Let's see. We'll move to our idiot. So this will take a second. So this is the original video. So I found a video and I was like, so this judge actually works in the county that a couple warthogs that I know work up there.
All right.
And I've seen him before on different like TikTok videos and shit. And he's strict. he's to the point. But here's the first video, and then there was a parody made of it, which made me giggle. I saw it first. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. And then I searched it, fact-checked it, and realized what it was, but still made me giggle. And this is our
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
He's on a Zoom call with the court in his car.
In my doctor's office.
And the judge's face.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
So his public defender, I'm assuming, what's an adjournment?
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driver while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And he didn't have a license.
The judge's look of bewilderment is amazing.
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
So there's going to be a little lull of like no talking, but you're looking at the video of the guy on his cell phone. He raised his hand like he was going to ask a question and then just decided to not.
Yes, best not to say anything right now, brother.
The public defender's like assistant or whatever has fire coming off her fucking fingertips on the laptop.
Hello?
Hello?
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
And literally, she's standing up there like, what the fuck? The public defender is.
Yeah, this thing with these remote hearings is not a good idea.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
He's sitting in the driver's seat going, "Oh my god!"
Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
So I saw this parody of it, and this is fucking great.
All right, let's see.
So I'll set it up. Same thing. He's sitting in a car. It's the same videos of the judge and like two different camera shots of the public defender and the judge. But this guy, he's acting like he's talking to somebody either outside the car or in a passenger seat. But I saw it. I was, oh my God, I was laughing my ass off. And again, there is no shortage of stupidity in the world, but the parody is amazing.
How much y'all charging to get in?
You stationary?
All right, right here. I forgot. Here I come. I forgot I had to do the Zoom for 12. Here I come.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
I'm on Zoom with the judge, the old one.
On Zoom with the judge.
The old one, the mean one.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and
he plays it perfect.
He didn't have a license.
No, I got driving license. Y'all just took them. I got them. They suspended them, but y'all got them. They were y'all. I don't have them.
This is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended, and he's just driving.
No,
That is
but
correct,
this,
Your Honor.
listen, Judge, Mr. Honor.
Mr.
I don't know if
Honor.
you noticed or not, but I'm not actually driving. I sat over here. I'm in a Tesla. Can somebody let the judge know what a Tesla is? The car drive by itself. I'm not even driving. Look, watch this. Look, it's moving. Your Honor, I'm not even driving. It's driving by itself. Car stop. You see?
Car stop.
That's not, the keep it real is driving itself. I just sat over here because I had something on the passenger side seat. Your Honor, do you know Elon Musk? Hold on. You better stop blowing. Go around me, heifer.
Go around me, heifer.
Oh my
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m.
That's hilarious.
Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
I'm on Zoom with the judge.
I'm not even in the city. So how am I turn myself in? I'm not even here. I'm on an offshore job. How much y'all charging to get in?
I'm on an offshore job as he's in a fucking vehicle.
I think you make a good point there. If the Tesla drives itself, or whatever electric car drives itself, do you don't have do you need a driver's license to be in a self-driving car?
Are you physically in control of that vehicle?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
either.
don't know.
We need to get one of our law enforcement friends.
Yeah. I think it's a good argument, though. That's a good. That's a good debate.
Could somebody tell the judge what a Tesla is?
Oh my God.
Well, ladies and germs, it's been fun.
It's fun.
Not sure when we're going again this coming week. We'll figure it out. Once Pappas gets back in town, we can we'll have a powwow. We'll get her all figured out. But
I hope he gets his neighborhood situation.
I know, God. I mean, I wish he would stop shooting guns and cracking windows and shit. He just needs.
I think he needs thicker skin. If you talk about each other on the internet, you got to get thicker skin.
I think he needs therapy. Actually, you know what he needs? He needs Kiefer than therapy.
No.
But guys, hey, we appreciate you. Remember, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us. Tell somebody to subscribe to our channel and follow us, and we'll bring and again shoot me stuff on Instagram or Facebook what you guys want to talk about.
Hit the like button.
We'll do it. Hit the like, and we love you. See ya.
Outro.
It's not going. It's not working.
Outro.
It's not working. Here we go.
Outro.
We're calling it flat.